That is coffee. All right, guys. Welcome to Coffee Machine, Episode 3. I'm Matt.
I'm Giorgio.
And I'm Andrew.
And today, we are having a delicious espresso brought to you by...
Yeah, we've got some 8 o'clock dark Italian espresso.
And this is coffee.
It is.
It's a little bit of a leap from the Great Value.
Espresso. Made out of my wonderful, lovely espresso machine.
It's good. It's nutty.
Mm-hmm.
It's strong.
Yeah, it's actually, I think it's got some really nice flavor to it, just like the way
Yeah,
I like really a dark, nice
That is
roast.
a dark roast.
Yeah.
I'm not really a big fan of this black coffee, and it's good.
And it's not bad.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
wow,
not bad.
yeah, that's really good.
Yeah,
That's
if you don't like black coffee and you're drinking black coffee, then that's the way to go. So it's good.
I like it.
All right, guys.
Much better than the Great Value from last
that Great
episode.
Value, not so good.
No.
Okay, we got some announcements coming up. We're mostly going to be focusing on Southern tournaments. So we have a tournament coming up in Anderson, South Carolina on August 29th at Planet Comics. It's a 50.2 list Masters format.
Is it the
I'm pretty sure it's
Master?
Masters format
Shoot.
too. So
And it is a Mace qualifier.
it is going to be a Mace qualifier.
That'll be awesome.
So, if you're in the area, check it out. If not, drive in. Because that's what we do. So,
we got the big news.
yeah.
What was it? 3 days ago. The
It was
20th,
2 days ago.
The errata dropped.
So, we're living in a post-errata world.
People are not happy.
I love it.
People are not happy.
People aren't happy at all.
No.
So,
I think most people are probably fine with it, but
yeah.
vocal minorities
Yeah.
are what you hear.
The loud minority is what you hear. So we're going to go over each part of the errata. We're going to try to keep it short. Talk a little bit about how they're going to change maybe in the big scope of things for the big changes, and then we're going to finish off with how this has affected the meta, which I think is honestly the biggest part of this.
Yeah.
Is how it's kind of affected the gamers.
Yeah, they always like to make it sound like it is definitely just like off the wall. But that's with that's the way this game kind of goes. So.
Yeah.
And that's going to happen anytime a big change comes in.
Yeah.
You're going to have those groups who are like, I don't like change, and it scares me, and it's different.
Thanks, Obama.
Yeah.
It's always on Obama.
So let's jump right in with arguably the biggest change, Haley 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so Haley 2, her feat used to read enemy models in her control area. That actually it's unit. It's model unit in her control area that activate. Either have to forfeit their movement or their action, and you get to control who gets to activate for your opponent's side of the field. That is no longer there. So your opponent either has to choose movement or action, and you don't get control of that.
So it kind of gives a little bit of power back to your opponent.
It does. It makes the game fun for your opponent
it's
against
not soul crushing
against something, to be honest, is a unfun caster to play against.
Yeah.
I've only played her the one time, I've played her twice now, and
The thing about it is that she's still really strong.
yeah.
Absolutely. Because you're still giving up half of what you normally are doing each turn. Or that turn, during the feat turn.
Yeah, she don't get 2 feats. Like, that's what it means.
Yeah.
Like, it's not.
It's the way she should have originally came out, and that way everybody would have been fine with it. It still would have been
You can scoot in if you need to.
just as powerful if it
I like
started
just being
out
like
You like being
Two-Face on the side?
Two-Face on the side?
with
Good
just
scratching.
that first part of the feat, and then that second part of it really just made it just drive home how strong she is.
Her spell list is still solid. That part of her feat that's still there is still really good.
Yeah.
Being able to make your opponent choose to be like, okay, so she's going to get shot up more often now. Like, you're going to see her get shot more often.
Yeah.
But besides that, her game plan's not going to change that much.
No, and it's still gonna. You're still taking away that turn from your opponent.
Oh yeah,
to where they're gonna make either half the attacks because they're gonna be forfeiting their actions to move up the table to not get locked out on scenario, or they're gonna be giving up the scenario presence to stay back to make attacks if they're already engaged or if they're gonna try and shoot you.
Yeah,
so.
it's still like she's still going to be a top tier caster.
Absolutely.
She's just no longer arguably the best caster in the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I don't know who's the best caster anymore. Like there's a lot of change ups.
Which I like. You don't have one caster now that you can be like you can win with that person.
I think that's going to be good to see who shakes out. It'll be nice to see kind of who rises.
I mean, Asphyxious 2 has actually been on like the down turn for the last year or so.
At least, maybe, yeah.
So you might see Asphyxious 2 kind of come back into play a little bit, maybe. I'm not really too sure. So let's move on to Gorman.
Good old Gorman.
Gorman's change.
Yeah, Gorman, that blind. Now he no longer can shut down 20 points of your army if you got a colossal on your side of the table. He's blind bomb.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit what blind bomb is.
Sure,
for maybe the new guys out there.
Yep.
Gorman, 2-point solo. He had 3 different grenades that he could throw. All of them range 6. And his best grenade, well, depends, but his most commonly used grenade is his blind grenade.
Which Nathan loves to use against.
It's awesome.
Which, I mean, it shuts down spellcasting. -4 defense.
Yeah.
-4 mat.
It's your stat line pretty much.
It's and
you have to forfeit.
And you have to forfeit either your action or your movement, and it doesn't really shut down spellcasting. It shuts down offensive spellcasting. So.
Yeah, I think it's -4 mat, rat, and defense.
Yeah, and I mean, so that used to not be able to be shaken. So I'm sure, even though you guys some new players might be out there, you know what shaking an effect is. You know, if you have a Warjack or Warcaster or Lock or Beast, you can spend a Fury or Focus at the beginning of your turn to shake that effect. That effect can now be shaken.
And in Hordes, it'll be after you reave Fury off of your beasts with your caster, then you force them to shake that effect.
Yeah.
In War Machine, it would be after you allocate your focus, then you shake, and you have to do it down the line with each jack.
And that basically Gorman's change made him lose stock in a 2-point slot.
Yeah.
So you might be looking elsewhere for a 2-point slot, but to be completely honest, Gorman's still a solid 2-point slot.
It's still...
Acid Bomb's still good, and having a movable smoke wall, a little 3-inch smoke wall, has saved me in many games. So,
and
plus if you blind them and they have to spend a focus to get rid of that's
one
less
less
focus they can
focus.
use.
One less attack, or
or you can blind a clump of troops.
Yeah.
Like if the troops are high armor, blind a clump of troops. You know, if you know your acid ain't gonna hurt them. I mean, blinding troops, I've seen happen before, and that
great on a little. It'll be a small clump, but a great little defense drop on Iron Flesh Chaosi.
Iron Flesh Chaosis. Yeah, well, no, just acid bomb them guys.
Yeah,
yeah, just acid.
Yeah,
I'm thinking more
better,
of like maybe Cataphract.
Yeah.
Or heaven forbid if you see them Man Wars.
Oh.
Or
I hope you don't see Man Wars, but
stuff like that.
Happen, yep.
Stuff like that. So Gorman might lose some stock. Next thing that is also on the shakeable tree is Shadowbound. So this affects a few different models in the game. It affects the Naganaut Lurker, I believe, can Shadowbind.
Yeah.
It affects the
Pistol Wraith?
No, not the Pistol Wraith. It affects the Warwitch Siren, because she can Shadowbind. Denegra 1 has Shadowbind on her melee attack, and most important, Denegra 2's entire feat turn Shadowbinds.
Denegra, yeah.
So she has lost some stock in the heavy jack, heavy beast matchup. Because she used to be able to move so far into the board so quickly, and if you played a low model count army, you could basically shut down their entire army because you're Shadowbound. So you get -3 defense, and you can only spin in place. You can't move.
Just change your facing. That was it.
Okay, yeah.
But now it's changed to where you can actually shake that, just like you can with Gorman's Blind. You can spin that focus or fury on your piece, and you don't have to be affected by it for that turn.
Really, that change really hurt Denegra 2 more than any other thing.
Yeah.
But once again, she's still a great drop. She's still a great caster. Body and Soul is still an amazing tier list that will still be played.
And all you're gonna have to it just changed. It didn't just reduce her to nothing and she sucks now. All it did was just make it to where now you either change your matchup where you're gonna drop her.
She still screws infantry so hard.
Yeah, absolutely. And then if it's not the matchup change that you're going to be looking for, you kind of have to, you might have to put a little more thought into your turn because you have to take into consideration, okay, that Jack can shake.
Yeah, hopefully a Jack, okay, because you have to look for Jack or Beast with magic weapons. Because on her feat turn, she's going to want to be incorporeal.
Yeah.
So can a Jack or Beast trample to her that has a magic weapon?
And then be able to put some hurt on it.
So you might have to think a little bit by playing Denegra 2.
No more just pushing models up the table, Chris players.
Oh. All right. So the next big change is the Pistol Wraith.
Yes.
So Pistol Wraith used to have chain attack, death chill. So I shoot you once. If it hits, shoot you again. If that hits, I get a third shot, and if that hits, you're death chilled. So you either have to forfeit your movement or your action, which was the bane of huge base models.
Oh yeah.
And
I hate it on my heavies.
or a heavy, yeah. like a defense 11, like a bronze back. You can keep a bronze back standing still all game long if you wanted to.
Just with one little Pistol Wraith. And what are they? 3 points each?
3 points each. And you can bring 2 of them.
3-point model shutting down a 10-point model. You know, it hurts.
Or a 19-point model.
Yep, for the Colossal, absolutely.
Heaven forbid you shoot something like a Mountain King or something that's a little bit more melee heavy. Even like a Conquest doesn't like it. So
he likes his guns too.
But now, instead of Death Chill, it causes stationary, which still is not bad. That's not terrible. Yeah. Causing stationary isn't too bad, especially if you've gathered souls with the Pistol Wraith throughout the game. Because every time he kills a living model, he gathers a soul. So you can gain 2 early souls. Hopefully he doesn't die, and then stick him on maybe a defense 12 to 14 model with a standstill. Pop it stationary. Then the rest of your army can trash it.
Probably a dumb question. What's stationary?
Okay, stationary means that model cannot activate. At all. Okay. Its defense reduces to 5. Could be 7.
I think it's 7.
I believe it's 7. And melee attacks automatically hit it.
Oh, okay.
So you can be like, boom, 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 that defense 14 or defense 12 or 13 is stationary. Now my Banes are going to charge it and kill it. Without having to deal with rolling 6s or 8s, which are problems.
Yeah.
So not a terrible change. I actually think that you might see more Pistol Wraiths around.
Yeah.
Maybe testing out this new stationary, which brings a little bit more offense to the Pistol Wraith than what it used to be.
And they might be used more now for single target selection, where you just want to go for the assassination, or say there is like into circle where you got those higher defense beasts, or even Legion a lot of times. You know, defense 15 Archangels or not Archangels, Angelius with tenacity on them. The Shredder Animus. You can pop that guy stationary, and now whatever heavy you're going to hit him with, or your Banes are auto hitting. Yeah. You know, so he's still going to do work. It's just
with a few souls, he's going to do a lot of work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Basically, his game plan has changed from a mid-game piece to an early game. I need to get some souls, so you're going to be popping off some kills really quick, and then go in for a heavy kill.
Yeah.
So he's going to change up how he's played a little bit.
The next change we had on there was the cantankerous rule, and as a Scorn player, I'm a little excited. You know, I don't want to be overly excited because it's still the Siege and a Mantrax, so it's not the greatest by any means. So this is a battle engine in Scorn. It has been the most ostracized model.
It has been maligned
in all of Scorn. It is.
It's
just the stats, it's 9 points.
It's 9 points.
But you're going to get so much more work out of a heavy that's 8 or 9 points in scorn that it's just not worth taking for the stuff that it was able to do before now.
It dies relatively easily.
Defense 10, armor, I think it's armor 19, so it's not bad on the armor side.
And Cantankerous generates rage tokens.
Okay.
And you spend those rage tokens for boosts.
Yeah, you can use them to boost attack or damage rolls.
And those only got put on you when your enemy damages you.
Yeah.
So if they're going to start damaging you, they already know that they're going to take your piece.
Yeah,
right.
They're going to go in for the kill.
But not anymore.
Yeah. Now you can walk up with your beast handlers, since they've errated the Cantankerous rule, and now friendly models are allowed to cause damage to the Animatrax to
And give
let
them
it
rage
gain
tokens.
the rage tokens. So yeah, you can walk up with your beast handlers, hit them defense 10, they're map 5, so you only need 5s, and then you just do a little auto point, do 1 point of damage.
And couldn't the goblin guy walk up and fix him?
Yeah, the Gobber Tinker guy.
The Gobber Tinker?
Yeah, he can walk up afterwards and just whoop, here you go, buddy.
I'm going to fix your leg with this wrench.
Fix D6 on the Animatrax. Yeah, he makes him into Frieza when he.
Yeah, time to make Frieza Animatrax.
That's what he is now. He came back better. Oh, I'm better than my previous form. So much more powerful. And now everybody's gonna put a Siege Animatrax in their list.
No. I still don't believe that you'll see much play.
I don't think so either. But the hipsters are all about it.
The hipsters is all about. Oh man, I'm gonna run 2 in every list.
Yeah. I got it before his Cantankerous was good.
So do you think that's a good change, Andrew?
Yeah, like
That's a buff.
yeah, for the scorn players, that's really good.
So what do you feel about the Haley rule, though? Going back just a minute.
Yeah, we didn't ask you for your
Yeah.
on that one.
We're dumb.
Yeah.
I know, it's okay.
You did say you only got to play her twice.
Yeah, and I did find, to me, that the more effective part of her feat, to me, was them having to give up either this option or that.
Yeah.
And then,
It seemed
choosing
like
them kind of...
choosing them is really powerful, but you have to be kind of good at that.
You
got to be
want to
really...
know your opponent's army.
Yeah.
A lot for that part of the feat. Yeah, absolutely.
And if you're going up against someone or something you haven't played before, you might move
You might
this and
screw
help them
up.
out.
Yeah. You might actually activate them in the correct order.
Yeah, and that can make a big difference if you're, the caster wanted to put snipe on a unit before and he couldn't because he made him go last or something.
But now we don't have to worry about that.
Now it's not a problem.
That's good. So let's go to the Mountain King, which I think is probably it's really good. It's what the model kind of needed.
So yeah, the Mountain King gained Assault in the new errata, and Assault is when you declare a charge attack on the way in after you have made the successful actually you don't even have to make the successful.
No, you do not.
Successful, yeah. After you make the movement for your charge attack, you immediately make one ranged attack, targeting the same model that you charged. So.
And he has a spray.
And Mountain King has a spray. Spray 8, I think it is.
I think it's spray 10.
Oh, is it spray? It might.
I think it's a spray 10.
That's really good. Yeah, spray 10 and he's speed 5.
He's speed 5.
Yeah, so that's 18 inches up the table. You're gonna spray down.
And depending on which caster, you could buff the speed up.
Yeah. Yep, you could throw a rush on him with the Axer. He's pretty common in a lot of lists, so.
Yeah.
You can get like a 20-inch threat out of that spray on the Mountain King. And then after...
And Mountain King's hard to take off the table.
Yeah.
So.
He gets to spawn those whelps and let him heal as he gets hit. So, yeah. And then after you make your spray attack with the Mountain King, you can then make your melee attacks as you normally would.
Which is really good.
Yeah.
Great buff.
Yeah, I think it
Good work, PP.
really helps you get something out of him, whereas a lot of people just felt like,
They felt a little.
They lose a lot of points.
The Mountain King had a terrible reception when it first came out because it's like Mat 5, Rat 5.
Mat 5 is really hurtful.
Yeah. So this is just a good buff. It's a buff for a model that needed one, which we've seen. Which we're coming up to our third model buff.
Yeah.
The Archangel.
The Archangel, and this one has made Archangel is made. It is so beautiful. I would say it's probably one of the best looking gargantuans. The Mountain King looks great, but
and like I was telling you the other day, I don't even play Legion. Have no plans on playing Legions, but I want to buy the Archangel and just paint.
Well, even if you look on if you look at the miniatures that you can buy from a hobby aspect from other companies, the dragon miniatures, you will not find too many dragons that match up to the Archangel. Sure, the Archangel doesn't have eyes. It's a little different. But man, if you're looking for maybe a dragon that would be maybe like an underground dragon for maybe a D&D group or something, man, that'd be great.
Yeah, even a lot of cave dwelling stuff.
Yeah,
is
anything
naturally doesn't have eyes.
Yeah,
a lot
it's
of times.
just shut down there. But there's very few dragons out there that's made with the same quality as the Archangel. So, but let's talk a little bit about the change.
Yeah. So now its Animus gained automatically sets everything within 2 inches, right, on fire.
You used to have to end your activation for you to get set on fire. Now, if you move into it, you're set on fire. You're stunned. Or if it moves into you, you're set on fire.
Which kind of is pretty neat because
it has strafe and ride-by attacks.
Yeah, ride-by attacks. Yeah. And then there's the Croak Raiders. You could spend a turn throwing out some oils.
Can they use Croak Raiders?
Legion, yeah. I think Croak Raiders work for all the Hordes factions.
Mm.
They're like the NIS of Hordes. I think they work for pretty much just about everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a terrible combo. Like, I'm gonna oil a bunch of stuff, then sweep my Archangel around here and set everything on fire.
Yeah.
And then it has strafe, so it can rod by through. Then back up, then shoot a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
It's good.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good buff for the beast.
Yeah, PP definitely did good with these models that people just don't like to play.
Give us more of that.
Yeah, all day. Buff the Siege Animatrix, make him a beast so we can whip him in rage.
Man, if you could whip that,
that'd be so awesome.
Holy crap, it'd be so good. But so overall, I believe that us as a group, at least our cast, believe that all of these changes are for the good.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit
thumbs up.
about the state of the War Machine community.
How everybody else has been received.
Well, no, about how the small piece of the pie that is the player base is whiny bitches.
Yeah, very vocal about it, about how negatively this affects everything, when the complete opposite is the truth.
Look, we know that the WTC is coming up. These people have put in their lists. They have worked on their lists. We know it. They've put in the time. And they might have been a little bit screwballed by this errata. But if they are the best players from every country, then they should learn to adapt and overcome this errata.
100%.
There should be no bitching, no whining. Adapt and overcome. You can do it. Make your dreams come true.
Gotta get some Shia LaBeouf in there. Just do it. Just put that list on the table and play it. You got this. Make your dreams come true with that epic Denny. No, it's completely.
You said tomorrow, yesterday.
It's completely. All these casters with the errata, all these pieces, solos and whatnot, are still completely playable. They still do great things for your army. You just have to do a little bit more thinking. They just put a little, and sure, it's really close, but these players still have a full month. The errata dropped like right on the 20th or even before that, and the WTC does not start until I think the 20th and the 21st of September. So it's next month. They have one month.
They're list locked. Learn to play that list against the matchups that you think's going to be bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you said, if you're one of the best players in the world, you should have no problem.
You should have no problem adapting. No problem at all.
Because none of those changes are just enormous.
I don't like the fact that a few of these different groups consider the tournament, the high caliber players, the community. They are part of the community. But without casual gamers, there would not be a War Machine and Hordes game.
There are far more casual players sure, everybody likes to go, to the all the national players. It's a large meta, absolutely, but the casual players are a lot more. Like even in ours, we have a lot of casual players that just want to play just for fun, and now like this opens up so much opportunity for them.
It opens up a lot of opportunity for them to not get their teeth stomped in with auto win casters, or even when it comes down to Gorman, there should not be any 2 points in this game that are auto include. Nothing should be like, oh man, that is the thing that you should play.
Well, I have to disagree with you because beast handlers are 2 points for a min unit, and they are almost. Well, that's a lie. They are not in my prime hexers list.
But I mean stuff maybe like characters and stuff like that. You shouldn't have to look at a character and be like, oh man, if I don't have that character in both of my lists, then it's crap. Oh, why should I play even then? And that's bull crap, and we need to strip the power off of some of these things that are overpowered.
It needs to be a balance. It shouldn't be a rock, paper, scissors game. You shouldn't be like, I have to take this to beat that, and then this is going to be beat by... If every faction has a balanced way to play, then you can take anything against any opponent, and now it comes down to player skill. And when it comes down to player skill, it's better for the game.
Totally different game. And Project Press in no way shit on the community. If anything, they've uplifted... If anything, they've uplifted their casual or just starting into tournament scene players. That's what they've done. And I mean, I'm sorry if these high caliber players have had their feathers ruffled. Fucking welcome to life. Like,
get over
things
it.
Change.
Sorry you can't drink from your golden chalice this month.
The worst of it are the people that aren't high caliber players that put the high caliber players on a pedestal.
And they're going
and
back
they're like,
for them.
and they're just eating their tears as they drop them from their face. They're like, oh, I want to drink my favorite player's tears. Like, no.
I'm gonna be their voice, and I'm gonna say to Privateer how bad they were because of this errata dropping so close to the WTC.
Boo fucking who.
Bad Privateer.
But no, this errata's good. This is a good thing. This has shown me, like, I'll tell you, a couple years ago I was really mopey about this game because I didn't think that this kind of stuff would ever see changes.
Right.
And even though I have Body and Soul coming in this month, you know what? I'm still going to play it.
Absolutely.
Because it's still going to be fun to play.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to cry about it because it's going to be a fun list to play. But this errata has shown me that that Project Press has the balls to change up their game. They have the balls to accept that they have made a mistake and they're ready to change it.
Which I love. When a company is behind their game and they're listening to the overall player base, not just one section of it, and they're willing to make the changes to the game to improve it for everyone, that's somebody who cares about the game, who cares about the product that they're putting out to people. And for them to do that and to just be like, okay, we see what's going on here. This has been, we need to change that to make it more even playing field for everyone. And then to do that is just amazing,
I mean,
kudos to them.
Let's take Magic the Gathering, for instance. Remember Jace the Mind Sculptor?
Oh,
remember him?
So powerful.
Remember how he wasn't banned until a month before the next set came out?
Yeah.
When everyone was screaming, ban this, it is bad for the game.
Yeah.
And people were exiting the game.
Yeah.
And then a month before the new expansion came out, they ban it.
Ban him.
No. Should have banned it as soon as they saw him take the first 3 tournaments.
Yeah.
The first 3 big tournaments and conventions, no, get rid of it. It needs to be banned.
Yeah.
And you know what? We've dealt with Haley 2. We've dealt with these models the way that they have been for between 2 and 5 years now. And it needs to change.
Yeah, they're finally starting to
focus.
Yeah.
They finally figured out that I think the majority of the player base aren't going to get their feathers ruffled. It's the loud minority that's going to get their feathers ruffled.
Like, I didn't start the game to, I guess, win.
I wanted to play with
this
is a game. You're supposed to have fun.
It is for fun. That's the point.
And me and you are tournament players, and we like to win.
Sure.
But sometimes just really good games. Even if I lose, I'll be like, oh man, that was a good game.
Yeah, that was a back and forth. That was a battle. I had to work. I had to think. I had to plan my turn out, and I had to go out there and
just
do a plan and carry it out.
Are you saying you didn't just have to walk in the middle of the board and feet and win?
No. No,
But-
you had to think for once. Well, not once, but
Yeah. But really, though, I think the state of the community in this game right now is for the tournament player wise is at an all time low. These people are whining, crying. They need to get off their high horse, realize that we're all humans. These are good changes. They need to realize this and move on.
It shows that they have too much of a sense of entitlement for something that they, don't have the major say in at all.
Right. No, it's not their game.
I mean, the WTC isn't even supported by Privateer Press.
Not even a little.
Why should they even care?
Yeah.
I mean, the WTC, sure, there's a lot of really high quality players there, but Privateer Press doesn't support it. It's not a PP event. Privateer Press is a company, then they're trying to fix their game.
Yeah.
And they're trying to fix their game that's already top of the line.
Yeah, it's already great.
When it comes to balance, this game's already 1 or 2 like in miniature games. There's not many miniature games out there that have the balance that
it is
War Machine Hordes have.
By no means an Age of Sigmar.
Yeah.
You can't.
I'm not going to twiddle my mustache and I get a free reroll.
That's what I was going to say. You can't have a better mustache than your opponent.
What game is this?
Never mind. That's
another episode.
That's another episode if we feel like bashing another company.
Yeah. That might get a little hated.
It might get a little hated. But yeah, this is good for the game. I think this is going to be a short episode though, guys. But
I'm really excited about the change though. I like it. And I think
this is kind of an impromptu episode anyway.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll have a full episode for you guys later this week.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Matt.
I'm Giorgio, and we really had to get that off of our chest.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh man. I was burning alive to tell people how much that this errata is good.
And I'm Andrew.
And you guys have a wonderful day.
Heli 2 out of your list.